Uh, a very, very, very good morning to each and everyone. Team Sadgun Sangh extends a warm welcome to everyone joining us today for this insightful session of Sadgun Sangh. It's a pleasure to be your host and compare for this morning. My name is Sumit Kataria. I take you quickly through the agenda for the day. We'll have a virtual inauguration by Dr. Sundar Kataria, invoking the blessings of the deity. We'll chant the Gayatri Mantra. Post to that, I will introduce you to Sadgun Sangh. I'll introduce you to the speaker for today. Then we have a presentation by our speaker for the day, Mr. Anandpal Singh, Q&A session and closing session. Uh, a brief about our CEO, Dr. Sundar Kataria, Chairman and Managing Director of Sadgun of ICS and Group Companies. Sadgun Sangh is basically conceived and led by Dr. Sundar Kataria, driven by a mission to elevate quality, safety, and environmental awareness and increase the level of understanding within the industry. Sadgun Sangh is a series of educative, informative sessions, events aiming to illuminate professionals with possible solutions with current issues. About Dr. Sundar Kataria, he's an AMIE mechanical engineer with an honorary business management doctorate. He started his career building India's first nuclear power plant at RAPP, Rawatbata. First to that, he's contributed to the oil and gas sector. He served EIL, where he contributed to making the first oil field services. He led DNV for 20 years, almost 2 decades, as a DNV. ICS was started by him. He's the founder of ICS, India's first Indian conformity assessment body. To his accolades and achievements, he has a lifetime achievement award from NACE International, and he's received several national and international awards. We'd quickly request everybody to join us for the inaugural ceremony for this. So with your permission, Dr. Kataria,
शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः.
Thank you so much, sir. I request all of you all to join us for recitation of the Gayatri Mantra. We'll do that recitation 3 times. Thank you. Let me break down Sadgun Sangh for you. What is Sadgun Sangh? Sadgun Sangh is a phrase which comes from Punjabi and Sanskrit dialect. Sat means eternal truth or absolute reality. Gun means virtues, qualities, or absolute attributes. And Sangh is nothing but an association, a company, or a gathering. So Sadgun Sangh typically can be interpreted as a gathering of company of virtues and truth, or association with the virtuous and the truthful. So it's my honor to be amidst all you truthful and virtual people who are aiming to be better individuals in life, who join in for this session to gain knowledge. Thank you so much. In the essence, it basically represents spiritual uplifting of the entire gathering, where people come together, reflect on higher values, personal growth, leadership, and also service. guided by truth and virtue. This is the spirit of Sadgun Sangh. It's a space where wisdom is shared, values are deepened, and leadership is redefined through inner clarity and collective strength. यही है सद्गुण संघ की सोच, एक जगह जहां हम सब मिलकर ज्ञान बांटते हैं, अच्छे मूल्यों को समझते हैं और सही सोच और टीम की ताकत के साथ एक बेहतर इंसान बनने का प्रयास करते हैं. So welcome all of you taking this taking this journey ahead of today's speaker, who's emphasizing that in our fast-paced world today, in the very fast-paced professional lives that we all live in, leadership, effective management, and cohesive team dynamics are not just corporate buzzwords. Leadership and effective management, they are the foundation to any successful and fulfilling journey. We need to understand when we are doing community service today, as we come together in this sacred and reflective space where learning, let us open ourselves to ideas to elevate both our inner wisdom and practical approach. This session is not about gaining knowledge, but also about deepening our connections with our purpose, with our teams, and with the kind of leaders we aspire to become for today, for tomorrow. It's my absolute honor and privilege to introduce you to the speaker. Shri Anand Pal Singh is a highly respected professional from the conformity assessment industry with 30 plus years of experience in guiding organizations, mentoring professionals, and integrating values into leadership. In today's talk, we will explore how leadership is not about power, but about purpose, and how management is not about control, but about clarity, and how teams thrive not just on strategy, but on shared trust and vision. So let's settle in, open our hearts and minds, and allow this session to guide us into becoming more mindful, more inspiring, and more connected leaders. Please join me in welcoming Shri Anand Pal Singh, sir. Over to you, sir. I'll read out a brief about him. He's a B Mechanical. He's a regional manager north at ICS. Qualified engineers in helicopter, airframe, and engines. Qualified engineer for hydraulic trolley, ground power unit, DG sets. Elementary courses in casualty, firefighting, crash, and civil defense. Lead auditor for various management systems like the 9, 14, 45, 50, SA, and 27. Certified course on criminology and police administration, Six Sigma Green Belt. It's an honor to have you, sir. Welcome you and look forward to a lot of insightful gain from you through the day. I'll stop my screen now and you can share, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. It is again my honor here to be with you to discuss a very essential topic of today's world, today's business, today's day-to-day activity, which in fast, as you have rightly said, in fast-packed and ever-changing business landscape, effective leadership and management and team building are the crucial leadership management and crucial achievement to success. These three elements, that is leadership, management, and team building. Leadership, inspiring. I'm not able to. Yeah. So the key aspects of leadership and management and team building is the inspiring team, the inspiring leadership, which motivate and order us to achieve and work together. And the another one aspect, the second aspect is your management. Management is nothing else, only the planning, organizing and controlling resources to achieve specific goals. And the third one is the team building. This is a cohesive requirement of a leadership and management. Without team building, if we are not able to bind ourselves then the purpose is defeated. So we have to fostering a collaborative and inclusive environment where individuals can thrive and contribute to the organization's success. Now, it is very interesting because everyone asks, what are the core competencies required to become a leader, to become a manager? And this is not so typical, it is not so difficult, it is not so great. Only there are certain techniques which gives us a good leadership, management, and building effectiveness team. The first core competence requirement is your communication and interpersonal skills. You must be able to and effectively communicate with diverse stakeholders, build strong relationship, and manage conflicts. Conflicts are always there. Wherever you are working, you have to have a provision of, and then you are set to be a first competency you have cleared. The other competency requirement is your problem solving. Problem solving and analytical skill is really a one requirement which develops your capacity to analyze complex problems, identify solutions, and make informed decisions. Decisions are taken many times, but those decisions, until it is not informed formally or appropriately, those decisions are not having any meaning. The third thing is your adaptability and flexibility. This is the third competence which required a leadership and management when you are asking for. So we have a ability to adapt the changing priorities. Immediately something happens in the organization, the priorities are changing, the requirements are changing, the customers are requirements are changing, industry is changing, the techniques and the technical requirements are changing. So we are able to change our priorities accordingly. We should meet our deadlines and work environments accordingly. And the fourth requirement is your collaboration and teamwork. Without a team, alone Virat Kohli cannot win a race, win a game. The complete team has to form. So that skill in working collaboratively. So not alone, it is collaboratively with cross-functional team. So cross-functional team means you have many of the people who are assisting you from the front, from the back, from the side, from the top, and from the bottom. So you had to be having a cross-functional team, building strong partnership with them, and driving collective success. And the fifth requirement for this leadership and management skill, the competence, fifth requirement is your technical skill. Wherever you are, whatever you are doing it, the process which you are taking, that you must be a proficiency in specific technical skills relevant to the organization's operations. What my organization is doing, what is my purpose? Standard ISO 9001 clearly asking every organization, every individual to know the context. And this is what the technical skill. I must know what my organization is doing. I need not to go every time to my senior and ask whether I am able to do this or not. And the sixth and the foremost requirement for competency is data-driven decision making. Now all those things are there with you, and once you have the data with you, so you must be able to collect, analyze, and interpret to inform the business requirement. So these are the purpose, or these are the requirement of the competencies. Now लीडरशिप मैनेजमेंट एंड टीम बिल्डिंग, ये तीन शब्द हैं, बहुत कॉमनली यूज होते हैं और बहुत ही इफेक्टिवली यूज होते हैं। कॉरपोरेट में इसको थोड़ा सा ज्यादा महत्व दिया जाता है, थोड़े से जो छोटे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है उसमें कम महत्व दिया जाता है। एंड द ग्रुप फोटो captures the essence of our organization commitment, leadership, management, and team building. And our leaders and team members are the driving force behind our success of 25 years of service to the nation for safeguarding quality, environment, and safety, in line with our honorable Prime Minister vision for zero defect and zero effect, while addressing the nation on India on 68th Independence Day. Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister of India, is widely regarded as a good leader due to his vision, leadership style, economic reforms, and strong international or national relationship. Overall, Narendra Modi leadership style and policies have contributed to India's growth. So leadership is the process of influencing, guiding, and inspiring individuals or teams to achieve common goals or vision. And who is said to be a leader? Who have a strong vision. He is said to be a good leader. One who can influence people in inspiring and motivating way. He is a good leader. One who can provide guidance, directions, supports, and take feedback and give feedback is a leader. One who is efficient in decision making, because if the decision is not taken timely, if the decision is not taken properly, then he is not said to be a good leader. And one who is ability to empowering team members, because as I told, until the team is there. So this is what the difference between the leader and leadership. Leader is doing for himself. He is doing for something. But leadership is a collective approach. He is working for the people, for the nation, for the organization. And this empowering team members to take ownership and accountability. That is his requirement. The leadership draft is again a crucial, you can say, requirement, or you can say it is a happening and day-to-day activities. And this is a simple, it is a shortage or a scarcity of effective leaders within the organizations or industry. This is phenomenon and can occur due to various factors. There are various factors where why the leaders are not there, because of lack of succession planning, insufficient development and preparation of future leaders, inadequate leader development programs. The organization must have appropriate development programs for creating and giving them opportunity for the leaders to come ahead and give training and growth to them. Higher turnover rates. Again, higher turnover rates is the people are very frequently departing the organizations, and they are experienced one, and that creates a gap in leadership, because one leader once leave the organization and the second person is not ready, then you're changing business landscape. Every time, everywhere, the market is changing. There's shift in market trends, technologies, or democratic that requires new leadership skills and perspective. Insufficient talent pipelines, limited pool of qualified candidates to full leadership positions. So there are various consequences. So these consequences are also being faced by all the organizations who are there in the organizations. So these consequences has to be taken over by developing succession planning, invest in leadership development, fostering a positive work culture, and attract to retain top talent people of the organization. And by understanding the causes and consequences of the leadership, this draft can be stopped. Organization can take proactive steps to develop and retain effective leaders, ensuring long-term success and sustainability. And it is said to be that this is the number one priority for the organization in the world, and this challenge is very urgent and growing in importance. 89% of executive rated the need to strengthen, re-engineer, improve organizational leadership as an important priority. The profile for top leaders is complex and evolving. As you go on top, the requirement is very complex and very evolving. This is again a very interesting, you can say, slide where there are many definition of leaders, as there are many leaders, but this one by John Quincy Adams incorporates many of the aspects of most definitions of leadership, exemplified by all well-known figures represented on this slide. One image which may not be recognized to the top right of the center is Catherine the Great, who rose to power after her husband Peter III was assassinated. You can see on this picture. Under her rule, Russia grew and emerged larger and stronger and became one of the greatest power of Europe in 18th century. Leadership is more about leading people than it is about leading projects. That is one difference here, is that we are leading people, we are not leading projects. So if your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. This is what John Quincy Adams had said. There are various leadership styles. Different styles of leadership have been identified by various gurus, various visionary people. There are few which are very commonly known. One is the autocratic type of leadership, where you can see this illustrated at the bottom left. The second one is the follow the leader. This is at the bottom center. You can see that follow the leader. Coaching style leadership, that represent at the bottom right. Then it is democratic leader, that is shown at the top right, and visionary leader at top left, where leader recognize that their visions can only be realized through people. The balance between the level of the authority of the leader and the autonomy of a team indicates various styles of leadership, which are described by the Australian Leadership Foundation in the center of the slide, which is shown. There are many types of leaders are there. Now we have to choose which one we are focusing. So we have to have one, you can say, I want to just share one thing with you. Since I cannot remember that is why I have just captured it and wanting to share with you. As I was talking about Narendra Modi, I have chosen as there are very few gurus there with everyone. कोई एक गुरु होता है किसी का, और ऐसे ही मेरे सिर्फ दो मैंने अपने आप को मैंने कभी अपने आप को सोचा तो कभी दो ही गुरु मेरे को मिले, जिस एक गुरु का नाम है Commander Satish Chandar, who was my colleague. I was inspired with him. I've learned a lot of things from him and taken all his good culture, activities, processes, learning, everything. And the second one is our Dr. Sundar Kataria, who is a highly respected leader and founder of ICS. And whatever there in the slides are there in him, in his quality. That is, he is a visionary thinking. Dr. Kataria has demonstrated exceptional vision by establishing ICS, which offers a wide range of certification, inspection, and verification services to various industries. He is very expertise in technical, with more than, you can say, 6 decades into the experience of engineering of oil and gas and quality assuring. Dr. Kataria has built a strong foundation for ICS. His expertise includes management system, engineering, and service industries, covering various standards, ISO and other standards. He is so stringent into his strategic planning. Dr. Kataria has successfully expanded ICS services to cater to manufacturing and service industries, including financial institutions, educational institutions, hospitality, and healthcare. Achievements Mr. Sumit Kataria has already given. He was the development into the nuclear power plant, offshore oil and gas field development, and he was certification and inspection services boss in the industry today. And the one good thing which I have really regard and wanting and very inspired with him for the support for the social cause. Dr. Kataria involvement with organizations like Sanidhanam, which supports people with disabilities and senior citizens, showcase his commitment to social responsibility. So overall, Dr. Kataria leadership is characterized by his technical expertise, visionary thinking, and commitment to social responsibility, making him respect figure in his field. This is what the leadership style is, which I have separately written apart from this slide, just to share my guru leadership, management, and team building process. Now, what are the basic skills required for the leadership? Integrity is frequently identified as the key criterion and top leadership skill without which leader cannot achieve success. The lack of integrity by nation and international leader has played out in the world medias across all the sectors, seemingly without exceptions. Society accepts that leaders will be principled. That is what we think, that everybody wants, that my leader should be principled, honest, walk the talk, and hold themselves accountable. If anyone of his team works, may do some wrong thing, or he may get into trap, so he take that accountability. Okay, you don't worry, I'm there. These important aspects, when exhibited by a leader, results in the perception of a person of integrity. And integrity, it is whatever it is given in the slide, you can just go through. These are principled, honest, treated other as they wish, and all those things are there, which is everybody knows. The second basic requirement, basic skill is vision. Vision is one of the different factor that separates out the leader, because vision is the only thing which is differentiating from person to person. What is his vision? A person wanting to become a millionaire. Now the millionaire, he can be with the good things, and millionaire with the bad things or bad activities also. So that is his vision. Vision is one of the differentiating factors, and it separates out the leader from everyone else having a vision of the future is imperative, but equally important for success of and the is the of the leader. Now talking about communication, that is the third skill. Uh, a charismatic leader are typically those who are able to inspire and encourage people almost to the point of development or devotion to a certain cause. These leaders have extraordinary communication skill which are multifaceted and illustrated here by Bruce Woodcock of the University of Kent, UK. It includes verbal or non-verbal skills. There are certain verbal skills are there. There are certain non-verbal. By seeing the face, you can see sometimes you must have seen the face of Narendra Modi. I am not talking here any political person. I am talking about the person's leadership, person's quality. You can see his face, and with the face you can recognize what he wanting to say. So that is called non-verbal. When you communicate, so how to share as well as how to seek information, what to communicate and to whom and when to communicate, how to choose appropriate medium of communication, how to communicate the large and small audience, and when not to communicate. There are certain time when you have to remain silent. You also in the communication it comes, are you listening more than you are speaking? Do you communicate with your person as well as with words? How do you handle confidential information or bad news? This is again in the communication a very important factor. There are people around you, you are aware of many things about them. So how you are handling those news with you, or you are just talking about them to everyone and just spreading out. So that is called keeping the confidential of your team. So developing people can take various forms and or all forms at different times and different circumstances. Encouraging, helping, coaching, and mentoring people to help beyond the stretch and grow their capabilities beyond their current status will endure them towards a leader, and they will follow you not only for who you are. They don't say who you are. It is not the chair, but because what you do for them. That is the communication skill. It comes, and then you have the encouraging people, and with this you have to encourage, you have to help them, you have to coach them, you have to mentor them, and this has to be in a capability beyond their current status. So they always looking towards you, that my growth, how I am going to be developed, how I am being treated, and how is the information which is with me, that is always seen by them. That is your fourth skill which is required. Now, John Maxwell belongs to the school of leadership gurus who support the position that that leader is a skill. Leadership is a skill that can be taught, rather than people can only be born as leader. This is a myth that people born as a leader. It is, but it can be taught. There are inherent skills. His 5 level of leadership promotes that one skill as a leader grows with increased influence over the time. And the first one is the position, the chair which you are holding. At this level, people follow you because you have a rank, you have a title, you have a designation, because you are the boss. They will do as you say, but they will do the bare minimum, because they are not doing considering him as a leader. They are just seeing that the chair has told me, that particular rank person has told me, so I am doing it. they will not go to the extra mile for you. The second type of leaders are permission leadership. The permission leadership, people want to follow you because they trust you. This level of leadership based is on relationship. How good relationship with your team. And the third level is the production. People follow you because you achieve results. You must have seen the person who is achieving results, who is at almost on the top position. They follow him. They go and ask him, "Sir, ये कैसे कर लिया आपने? कैसे करते हो? हमें भी थोड़ा बताइए." That is called accomplishments are clear at this stage, and people want to associate it with success. क्योंकि सब लोग success के साथ में रहना चाहते हैं. And people leadership is Firestone highest calling of leadership, and people follow you because of what it is in them, and you, whatever it is there, you reproduce leaders. Reproduce leaders is at this level, you achieve much of the people as well as the organization. So you are producing another leaders with you. The top level of personhood is that said to be a top level leadership, that is personhood. Personhood is named as a pinnacle leader. People follow you because of who you are, your values, what you represent, and they respect you. For few leaders are the level of influence, and it is not easy to get her account. According to Maxwell, it takes considerable time and consistent efforts in the small and decision and big decision in life. This is where you want to be. Strive for the level of the leadership. The best leaders are also good managers, although it is rare to find the best traits of both in one person. All of you have been through learn things through at home during your childhood, while graduating, while schooling, certainly during your working, when you are working in the organization, you would have had an opportunity to engage in to make form of leadership activities. बचपन से हम लोग करते आ रहे हैं, कहीं ना कहीं हम लोग रहते हैं, जब हम छोटे बच्चे होते हैं स्कूल से लेकर और अब तक हम कहीं ना कहीं and Mr. Sumit has rightly said that leadership is a specific skill or a characteristics which a person is having. Only that those things has to come out, and to gain this for the leadership, you must have facilitate group discussion and conduct meetings. So a good leader is always conducting frequent meetings and telling his requirements, his next goals, and guiding the people. And he is also responding appropriately to positive or negative feedback. So whatever it is, so he is responding it. He collaborates on projects. So wherever the project, he doesn't leave you alone. He will be there always with you. A good leader is effectively mentor subordinates and peers and teach skills, because that is a basic skill or basic requirement of a leader, that he must teach skill to his subordinates and to the people around and in the team, and the concepts, what concept he is following to the other, so that that can also help them, motivate them, navigate complex bureaucratic environments. There are in some of the organizations, other organization, when he's going in our particular organization, one process to another process, one department to another department, there are certain bureaucratic environments. So how to handle those bureaucratic environments, what to say, how to react, those things also to be taught, and vision to see what is needed to advance a scientific areas. So these are the key takeaways that we have learned these things through our in home, through childhood, in school, in organization, at various levels. These are, we keep learning, and leadership can be taught. It is not that a person, agar Rahul Gandhi leadership as a born as a leader, तो वो लीडर ही बन जाएगा, ऐसा नहीं है. या बहुत सारे लोग हैं कि एक बॉस है किसी कंपनी का तो वो बॉस ही बनेगा उसका. It is not like that. It is his inherent characteristic. Leader need to be more than the subject matter expert. They need to able to lead people in complex collaboration. There are various leadership style, but these best leaders exhibit integrity and vision. Integrity we have, and vision we have widely discussed, and are consummate communications and focus on developing people over projects. Now, management is the process of planning, organizing, leading, and controlling resources to achieve specific goals and objectives. Because once you have a leadership, you need to manage that also. And in line with the leadership, management involves planning, defining goals, objectives, and strategies, how it is to be done, and organizing while allocating resources, because that is the role of manager, to give him the appropriate resource. Then only he will be able to perform. Assigning tasks. So when you are assigning tasks, a leader is giving, he is managing also, and he is motivating and inspiring team members, and then controlling. Because you as a leader have people around you, but you must have a power to control them, monitoring them, evaluating them, and adjusting their performances accordingly. So management functions contains, we have already discussed, there are strategic managements, or which is aligning with the organizational goal with external opportunities and threats. Operational management, managing day-to-day activities and processes. And performance management, that is measuring, evaluating, and improving performance. Management can be simply defined as the organization of process and people to achieve a desired result. Paul Hawken has said, good management is the art of making problems so interesting. Making problems so interesting and their solution so constructive that everyone wants to get to the work and deal with them. It is very important to learn these quote of Paul Hawken, so that the problem has to make so interested and their solution is so constructive, and that is what the management role is. There are again 6 management styles. There are various. I have taken a sample of a case study done by Daniel Goleman. He is Harvard Business Review for more than 3,000 mid-level managers. So Daniel Goleman is born on March 1946, and he is an American psychologist, author, and a science journalist. In 2000, he published his 3-year study of more than 3,000 mid-level executive managers about their management styles, their impacts on the corporate world, including profitability. And the research shows, you'll be surprised, that 30% of the company's bottom line, they are the counted. And according to the research, the way a company is managed, its management style has significant impact on its financial performance. Specifically, management style is responsible for 30% of the company bottom line, which refers to its net earning or profit. So this is again a very important thing, and the research highlights the importance of the management in driving business performance and profitability. And directive, authoritative, affiliative, participative, facilitating, and coaching. These are the key 6 management styles which he has focused on. The great managers typically possess certainly characteristics that enables them to lead and manage the team effectively. Strong communication skills, ability to clearly articulate expectations, provide feedback, and listen actively. Emotional intelligence is again one of the good characteristics of a good manager or in a management. Strategic thinking, adaptability, coaching and development, able to develop and grow the team member, providing guidance and support. That is missing. That has to be taken first and foremost, because most of things are there, but coaching and development, it is always missing. And result oriented, a focus on achieving results and driving performance. And stellar manager create superior dynamics where teams achieve great results because team members trust one another, work seamlessly with one another, are excellent and making decision, and hold one another accountable for making things happen. Now, planning is another requirement of a critical skill of a manager, and success is difficult at best and impossible at worst without planning. And as we keep going, if you fail to plan to fail. This is always we are saying, if you fail to plan, you will plan to fail. The plan for the best case scenario, plan for the worst case scenario, and plan a couple other options where you are planning with the SMART goals. And these SMART goals are specific, where the clear and detailed objectives which is significant is achieved, measurable, can be achieved, quantified and meaningful, even motivational to the team. And the goals should be agreed. Here, sometimes in SMART, when we are giving explanation of SMART, sometimes we are say attainable also, but it is agreed also. The team involved needs to agree to it. Once they agree to it, definitely they will do it. Then it needs to be attainable and action oriented, and it must be realistic, and it is with time bound. The goal should be tangible and able to be tracked using deadlines. What is the desired result? What is the complexity? What all the success required? With all these, as I told, one plan, second plan, third plan. So you must have the consequent plans for the worst to worst case, and that is how the good planner or a good manager is there. And then you have to organize these plan accordingly. Are the right people involved with you? Because if you have a good plan, the right people are not involved. Do they understand their roles? One person is standing, he is saying, sir, what to do? And at a crucial step, are the right tools and processes are in place? Sir, अभी मैं आपको 5 मिनट में प्रेजेंटेशन बना के देता हूं, पर मेरे पास लैपटॉप नहीं है. Is timing coordinated? What happens when the task is accomplished? So how you are reacting? Is there a handoff? So that is again a organizes. And the third one is your directing. This is again, directing people can be done in various ways as per management style. This is individual style, individual manager style. Make sure to use the right approach for the team to and circumstances. Managing systems, tools, processes in today's world is similar to what do they with various techniques and equipment that are used in obtaining optimum efficiency and automation to improve productivity. Then managing time. is again a role of a good manager. Monitoring the results, troubleshooting, tweaking, motivating, encouraging in all important aspects is again the requirement of a manager. If you are if you are successful, it would have been in part of the learned management skill. Many of the tasks identified on this slide familiar to you all in this group are well learned people, competent to understand all those requirements, and your capacity to execute on them may vary. Why? Because of the skill, because of your motivation, because of your planning. There are various other things. So you must work effectively under pressure with deadlines. That is all. Comprehend new material and subject matter quickly. A new thing has come, so how quickly you are able to respond. Work effectively with limited supervision. So every time somebody should not be there on your top. Managing projects from beginning to end. So the project has been received, you are very happy to take that project, and then the project started and you have left on. You are not knowing what is happening. So till end, you must be there managing it. Identify the goals or tasks to be accomplished and a realistic timeline for completion. Prioritize tasks while anticipating potential problems. Maintain flexibility in the face of changing circumstances. That is also very important for a manager. So this is one common slide which all must have seen, because leadership and management are sometimes used interchangeably, and it is a thin line difference between leader and manager, but they are in fact different activities as illustrated in the table itself. Create the vision is what vision you want, that is the leader, and how this vision has to be done, that is the manager. So you can understand the difference. One is transformational and another one is your transactional. Long term, leaders are thinking long term, managers are taking short term, taking a goal, complete it, and then again. Innovative, break rules, inspiring people, challenging the status quo. Now, when we say challenging the status quo, it is very important topic here, because it is, you can say, with the how you are improving the efficiency, how you are increasing their motivations or innovations, how you are enhancing their competence and competitiveness. This is what the challenge is. You accept the failures. The leaders accept the failures. Leaders are hurt passion and people, and this is the leaders have a powerful combination. They are emotional, connected with the people, investing their emotions and care into work and relationship, and they have a passion pursuing goals and interesting with the energy and excitement of the person working with them. They have relationship with the people. They work with the people, work on the same goal with the people, with the common goal. And then the togetherness is again the heart, passion, and people can make them together. This is the combination can drive success, happiness, and fulfillment in personal. Then seeing and selling also can help individual and businesses. If a leader have this quality, he identifies the opportunities, he develops solutions, he effectively market, because communicating the value and benefit what you are offering is, that is again a requirement of a manager, and this combination is very crucial for sales, marketing, and other business areas. Then resist. The managers, you have all, it is there. One is the resist failure, which I wanting to explain here, that you must able to learn from mistakes, you using failures as an opportunity for growth, preserving, continue to work towards the goal despite setbacks. It happens, it always, the good manager always keep going ahead. They assess the risk. That is what ISO 9001 also says, that assess the risk based on your the activities, based on your failures, based on your various other problems. So identifying and mitigation the potential risk. Adaptability, adjusting yourself, approaches as needed, and then contingency planning. So whatever the risks are identifying, you have a contingency planning, preparing for unexpected outcomes. And head control processes is again using strategy, that is head. Then your governance, control is the governance, and the process is the implementing procedures, workflows. The processes has to be implemented, and this is how a management is doing thing right. Leadership is doing the right things. This is Peter F. Drucker has said. This is again gives us the difference between the leaders and the manager. So here for the management, we can take things that there are various management styles. Good management requiring planning, organizing, and direction and monitoring. And all these management things and leadership we have learned in schooling, in working in an organization, and at home, at social platform and social circle. But many require mastering also, such as managing project through teams. So once you don't execute in an organization in a structured way, you will not able to perform. And leadership and management are two different skill sets, and it is rare to find someone who exemplifies top traits of both. And top traits, traits are the characteristics, the personalities, the behaviors, the qualities, the individuality, the personas, and the mannerism. These are the key requirement of a good manager. Team building is the process of creating, strengthening a cohesive team through various activities, exercise, and strategies. So all those things, leadership and management, has to be binded. So for binding, a team building quality helps. It improves the communication. It enhances the collaboration and reducing the misunderstandings. It builds trust. It is fostering a sense of reliability and confidence among all team members. Enhance the problem solving. It encourages creative thinking and collective problem solving. It boosts morale, promoting a positive and supportive team culture. That is what a team building is. So this is again the Bruce W. Tuckman. He was an educational psychologist, have identified a 5-stage development processes that most team follow to become high performing. He called the stages forming, storming, norming, and performing. So what is forming? Forming is where we are. And why are we here? Rather, why are we here? That is forming. मैं यहाँ क्यों हूँ? मैं इस team में क्यों हूँ? Why is the team is being defined? People assess each other, and they can be feeling anxiety and confusion. जब टीम फॉर्म होती है, आपने देखा होगा कि एक टीम फॉर्म हो गई तो टीम के अंदर एक एंजाइटी होती है कि ये आदमी क्यों है, ये आदमी क्यों नहीं है मेरे साथ में, and the conflicts can emerge, and the leadership value strategy and feasibility of tasks can be challenged. Team members typically feel included and expected that their opinion will be valued and respected as the trust and communication is established. At this early stage, the team should be establishing through a charter, through a strategy, through a role, task, goals, and based on these charter, strategies, roles, tasks, and goals, the team is formed, the people are chosen and made to work together. The second thing is the second stage is your storming. Storming, the team always ask, can we work together? This is again a very important thing because we always have learned heard brainstorming. So that brainstorming is going on. Can we work together? More conflict emerge as members work through the challenges related to the work at hand. When the work comes, there are different ideas there with them, and it conflicts. Power plays may occur. I am vice president, I am supervisor, or I am station manager, or I am general manager. So these and in team there are various kind of people. So that also is again a challenge. The power who can in charge, what action need to be taken, who will listen to everyone. That is, instability and polarization could bring conflict out in open. At this stage, it is important to encourage transparent and fair communication and affirm them that disagreement is healthy. People are always say the person who is not agree with me, he is not good a person. But no, the person who is not disagree with you, he is the good person. With reason he is telling you that I am not disagreeing. So it is, you must affirm that the disagreement is healthy and resolve that. And it must be resolvable. The person who is telling I am not disagree, ask him the resolution also. Review that. And the third stage is your norming. And norming is the team again ask you how we will work together. अब हम एक साथ कैसे काम कर सकते हैं? Team pride develop and the norms are established for how people treat each others. क्योंकि एक प्रतिस्पर्धा हो जाती है उसके अंदर. How will do and what work I am going to do? How can I do this work? So this environment become safe to share opinions and skill which are evaluated critically and constructively. So that you have to harmonize the work, acceptance of each member at this stage. And the final stage is your performing, because this is what for the manager is. And here the team asks, how can we work smarter? That is why always we say, don't work hard, work smart. Because it is not कि सर मैं 8 बजे आया था और 12 बज गए मेरे को, 11 बज गए रात के. लेकिन a person who comes at sharp 9 goes sharp at 5 or 6, and he is more result oriented, a person from who is working from 8 to 11. So you work. So how we can do? We can work smart. The team becomes fully engaged and functional. It is a harmonized and achieve results by working seamlessly together as they diagnose, solve problems, and make decisions. This is the highest stage of the creativity and productivity, and the team can handle new tasks, working together or delegating work. Team members share leadership, responsibility, and accountability. And Bruce W. Tuckman said, development sequence in small groups. So you break them in the groups, small groups. That also helps. Now, the team has been there, but the team should be high performing, because that you must have heard of that MBTI, that is Myers Briggs type indicators. The Myers Briggs type indicator is to based on the Carl Jung theory of psychological type. It is indicate your personality performance in our dimensions. What are your focus, your attentions, whether extroversion or introversion, the way you take in information, whether sensing or intuitions, and how a team is, whether it is a small team, whether it is a big team, and what is their effectiveness, what is their personalities, what kind of traits they have. That creates a high performing team. It communicates optimally, align itself around key initiatives. They themselves align, create shorter term, long term plans. They takes ownership of key accountabilities, holds itself accountable to deliver the required result. When such kind of team is there, then it is said to be none of us are as smart as all of us. So here we are saying us, that the team always say when in a team a person is say I have done, so that means it is not a high performing team. It is we all have done. So none of us are as smart as all of us. So there are some group dynamics also. The best teams invest in tremendous amount of the time and efforts exploring, shaping, and agreeing on a purpose that belongs to the both collectively and individually. This purposing activity continues throughout the life, and high performing teams have a clear goal, diversifying skill and perspective, complementary skill and experiences are there, effective communication, openly opinions, honest approach, and respectful communication, trust and respect, mutual trust and respect among the team members, collaborative problem solving. So one person is facing a problem, the other one goes there and he says, what is your problem? I'll tell you. So that is how it is said to be a group dynamic. It is social interferences, interactions, roles and responsibilities, and various other requirements which has to be there in a group dynamic team. There are 5 dysfunctions of team. That is your this team, this particular slide outlined these dysfunctions and how they can prevent the team working optimally. And this is happening due to absence of trust. The fear of being vulnerable with the team members prevents the building of trust with the team. Fear of conflict, lack of commitment, avoidance of accountability, inattention to results. And dysfunction teams may not prevent achieving team goals, but they are likely to be ineffective teams. So where a team members hesitate to share their weaknesses or needs hinders the development. Where the desire requirement to maintain appropriately or apparently harmonious environment, and which is not smooth, it is not throttling, it is suffocating. It is a artificial harmony is created. So that is also a dysfunction of a team, where those things has to be identified by the manager. So here the key takeaways are, again, we must have a clear goal and visions, must have effective communications, must have trust and respect, mutual trust, diverse skills, and we must be complementing each other's, and their experiences must be gained, collaborative problem solving, collective approach to the challenges, and it will definitely have a benefit of improved collaborations, increased productivity, and enhanced job satisfaction. Now, the leadership and management, this was meant to be an introduction and exposure to the leadership management and team building, with the purpose of helping to guide you to understand your personal, so understand your potential talents, skills, and traits is all we have discussed. He who cannot be a good follower cannot be a good leader. So you have to have a good leader to follow, to understand, to practice, and to become a good leadership, having a good quality of leadership, management, and team building quality within yourself. And you must be an effective leader, must be selfless, set the tone, be objective, focus on achieving results. Determine what you need to do in the next month to start to sharpen your skill. So from here onwards, the person in the forum who are sitting, and they must start gearing up themselves that in the next month, what I'm going to do according to this presentations, what skills and builds can effective team respond to growing leadership drought, how I can avoid this drought and expand our leadership management and team building skill. It is Charles Darwin has said, it is not the most intellectual of the species that survives. It is not the strongest that survives, but the species that survives is one that is able to best to adapt and adjust to the challenging environment in which it finds itself. So you have to get yourself adapt and adjust this challenging environment, and this is how we have to let's play to win this. Effective leadership and teamwork are the key to achieve our goals and making a lasting impact. Remember, leadership is not a solo act, it is a team sport. Thank you very much. I have covered a lot of things. Hope I able to give my message to my subordinates, that how this leadership management and team building is, how important it is. And I thanks everyone listening so patiently, and in case any questions from anyone, you are most welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Anandji, for that electrifying session. And I'm sure all of us have gained from that session. We'll move to the next part, which is the Q&A session. So thank you so much. And if there are questions, if any, the forum is open for questions. I will let you all unmute yourselves. You can raise your hand and then I can call out to you where you could ask the questions to Anandji. Yes. So
yeah, there are two things.
questions in the chat box. Correct, sir.
Group Captain Shekhar Verma is one of our client from 13 BRD Air Force. I welcome him, sir. You have joined this session, and you have rightly said that I must have linked with military aspect, because the military aspects contains all these three requirements very effectively and efficiently. And Sudesh ji, since the time was very short, I was having too much of theoretical thing. So going into a case study, definitely we can think it of one case study. We can definitely will take one case study and uh, discuss that.
Perfect. So if there are any questions in the chat box, no, there are no questions in the chat box. I'd request the audience, if we are 75 of us, and I'm sure we have a lot of questions which are intriguing. So if there are no questions, then let me start some kind of a discussion, some kind of an involvement. It's the last 10 minutes of this session. I request all of you all to please concentrate and come on video mode. So let us see each one and let us make this a little interactive. Let me stop share here and let's go into, I'll stop spotlight for everybody so we can all see ourselves in the, okay, let me remove my spotlight and let me remove Anandji's spotlight. So we are on another view. Let me move to gallery view. Perfect. So this is what everybody sees. So thank you so much. Put your questions on and we'll make this very entertaining and interesting. So just to start off, Anandji, I have an open question. What do you think is more harder? Okay, leading others or managing yourself? What is the more harder part? Whether to lead others or to manage yourself? What's your take on this?
Sir, my take is managing others is harder. गधे की तरह काम करना बहुत आसान है, गधों से काम लेना बहुत मुश्किल है. ये मेरे मेरे उस्ताद ने मेरे को सिखाया था.
Okay,
That is what I feel. This is my
so
personal opinion.
okay, perfect, sir, perfect. So playing the devil's advocate, तो आपको ऐसा ऐसा लगता है कि अपने आप को अगर, yes, I have a hand raised and I would request Aanchal ma'am to please unmute and share what she feels before I put my view.
I disagree to this. I feel managing yourself is more difficult than managing others.
Well said. So that is one
It's only
perspective.
first that two hands or two eyes to be controlled, because there are 80 monitoring you rather than you
Lovely.
monitoring it.
So we have some interesting comments coming in the chat box also. Managing oneself is difficult, and I too second that, because managing yourself, change starts at home and charity starts at home. So managing yourself is the trickier portion. Fair enough. If anyone has any other view, Aanchal, you can lower your hand. If anyone, please add to this statement. Okay. Chalo, if there are no additions, then let me start with, what is the biggest myth about leadership? What do you think is the biggest myth about leadership? Anybody? So Anandji has taken a superb electrifying session and everybody was hearing patiently. This time we had 75 people attending and I'm thankful to each and every one of you. What do you think is the myth? You think leadership में एक common myth है? वो क्या है? It's a question. So if you've heard Anandji correctly, if you've heard my opening session correctly, you should be able to know this. What do you think is a myth about leadership? Anybody? Anybody? Yes, Akshata. We have a hand up and I appreciate. Yes, Akshata, please go ahead.
No one is born as a leader. Everyone develops that skill.
Okay, so that is not a myth about leadership. That is a true attribute and it can be developed, and we second that and we look forward to inspiring. So by learning, we can inspire and become good leaders. But to my understanding, leadership is not about authority or control. That's the myth. People think leaders have authority, they have control. So leadership is never about authority or control. It's about influencing people. It's about integrity. It's about service to others. This is what the biggest myth is. People feel कि मैं leader हो गया, so I can do whatever I want. I can call the cards. I am the boss. It doesn't work like that. A true leader is to inspire people. He has to influence people. So that's one thing. Let me ask another question on leadership. Do you think leadership requires a title or formal position? And I'd request some comment from Sudesh ji. Sudesh ji has been quietly in the background and I need him to come up. Sudesh ji. Sharma ji, you're there? Okay. So anybody who you think that to be a good leader, I need to have a functional designation like a VP or a country manager or maybe a station manager? Is a back office cannot become a good leader or cannot become a leader?
हाँ सुमित जी.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sorry yaar, I was in I was winding up another training, you know, at
Yeah,
the
yeah, I understand.
Bharat
बोले ना सर.
Electronics. ना हो गया, it's just
तो
done.
लीडरशिप को
So I,
टाइटल की जरूरत है क्या? लीडरशिप को कोई
yeah,
डेजिग्नेशन या टाइटल की जरूरत है
yeah,
क्या?
see,
लीडरशिप किसी टाइटल का मोहताज है?
I think so. अभी किसने कमेंट किया था? वो द लेडी रिया थी कि सुषमा थी और
नहीं नहीं, दोनों
आंचल थी,
ने.
आंचल.
अंचल बोलिए, उसके बाद अक्षता
Yeah,
बोलिए.
yeah, yeah. So I
ठीक है.
was, very eagerly listening to what they were all
जी
saying.
जी.
पहली बात तो मेरा the first request I made, see अभी आनंद पाल जी से, basically when आनंद पाल जी बोलते हैं ना कि you should develop trust in people, for example. मैं आपकी क्वेश्चन पे आ रहा हूँ मैं धीरे धीरे, है ना. तो how to make people, see, it's very easy to say people should have trust in one another. और आनंद पाल जी से ये एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं हम कि यार मिलिट्री में या डिफेंस में जहाँ पे आप थे, हाउ आर यू डेवलपिंग दिस ट्रस्ट विद वन अनदर? फॉर एग्जाम्पल, I mean, can we really honestly say that people in my organization trust each other to the extent that, I mean, I don't think there is any organization which can boastfully say that yaar, mere organization mein there is so much trust, so much rapport, so much harmony. कि departments don't work for their own goals, departments work for the values of the founder. नहीं बोल सकता है कोई भी. तो ये आपसे थोड़ा हमें ये सुनना है अभी या बाद में, या वो मिलिट्री में ये ट्रस्ट कैसे डेवलप करते हैं एक दूसरे के साथ
Yes,
में?
Anand ji, would
Yeah.
you like to give some input?
This is the ongoing, you can say, day-to-day activities, and reactions are always noted down, and people are being noticed. What kind of people? That is how that in defense or any paramilitary or anything, they have been given the arms and ammunition. So they trust, and this trust is in the organizations also. And that is why I said, when you are making a team and when you are recruiting a person, that time you are when your trust has been there, there are so many good people are there in the industry. When they wanting to join you, you don't take him because you don't have the trust. He's a very
Perfect, sir. Perfect. Due to paucity of time, I'm going to hold your thoughts a little and park them.
Yeah,
So there have been very interesting comments that have come into the chat box. I have one comment which says no, a title is required for being a good leader, and one or two comments which said nahi कि title की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. I have 3 people supporting कि title की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. Leadership can come without a title. Whereas I have one which says leadership को title का मोहताज है. So I'd quickly go to, I've got 6 more questions. I've framed 6 more questions for Anandji. I have a Redmi 5A who's raised the hand. Please go ahead, Redmi 5A.
Yeah, in my opinion, this requirement to have authority to be a leader is not there, except for an organization like Army, where perforce you have been given a leader who has the authority. Whereas in other cases, because of your better qualities, you are able to influence people that you are the leader who can guide them to success. That's my opinion.
Colonel Khera is there.
Perfect. Appreciate, sir, and thank you. And I'd like to applaud to that, sir. And my personal take is basically it does not, leadership किसी भी title का मोहताज नहीं है. Leadership is something about inspiring others, which starts from you. You need to develop these qualities and you need to dwell upon. Coming, यही क्वेश्चन जो आनंद जी को पूछा गया शर्मा जी से, उसी को मैं मैनेजमेंट की तरफ ले जाता हूं. मैनेजमेंट और लीडरशिप में की डिफरेंस क्या है? ये सबने सुना. व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन मैनेजमेंट एंड लीडरशिप? So, okay, let me throw some light on it, then the topic will start dwelling upon. So management हम जहां कहते हैं, management is about system, it's about processes. So I think my personal take is in the defense, management means leadership through effective management is already a process. They have superior and distinguished hierarchy, which they protocols, procedures, it's a part of life. Discipline, हम जैसे हमारे जब भी हम एक वर्दी देखते हैं, एक सेंस ऑफ डिसिप्लिन आता है, एक सेंस ऑफ कमिटमेंट आता है, एक गुरूर और एक घमंड आता है इस सर्विसेज पे कि काश काश हम भी उस जॉनर में रहते और हम भी कभी इंडिया को represent karte. And this feeling, I think, is because there's a lot of discipline, there's a lot of commitment, there's a lot of zeal, there's a lot of enthusiasm, which I think we all civilians also should make a culture. We should make a practice where we practice discipline. So leadership, जहां तक हम कहते हैं मैनेजमेंट और लीडरशिप डिफरेंट है, बिकॉज मैनेजमेंट इज अबाउट सिस्टम्स एंड प्रोसेसेस, लीडरशिप इज अबाउट विजन एंड पीपल.
Meeting.
Yeah, so it's about vision and people, and both mind you are very essential. They have to go hand in hand. If they are disjunct, you have core differences. Another important question, आज बड़ा EQ का जमाना चल रहा है, emotional quotient, emotional intelligence. What is the role of emotional intelligence in effective management? Do you think effective management में ये emotional intelligence का तड़का बाधा डालता है? Is it a speed breaker, or we can use it to advantage? How does a management emotionally tackle the people today? Anyone, please raise your hand, or else I'll go to Anand ji. Yes, Shyam Vispute, please go ahead.
वो बाधा भी डालता है और उसके फायदे भी ले सकते हैं हम लोग.
Very nice. Okay, तो कोई एक एग्जांपल फायदे का, कोई एग्जांपल बाधा का.
बाधा तो इमोशनल के साथ अगर हम जाते हैं तो प्रोफेशनल में कम पड़ जाते हैं.
Okay.
इसलिए प्रोफेशनल्स रूल्स रेगुलेशंस वो भी मैनेजमेंट में आते हैं.
Okay.
वन थिंग्स रिगार्डिंग टू द इमोशनल, जब हम इमोशनल की तरफ जाते हैं ज्यादा तो.
Thank you, Sham. Appreciate your intervention, and I motivate people. Please आगे आइए, बात कीजिए, because we'll understand your perspective and you'll understand ours, and we'll travel a midway path. I think emotional intelligence is very important because it'll help the manager understand team dynamics, because team dynamics को आज के जमाने में समझना बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है. हर कंपनी या ऑर्गेनाइजेशन अगर अपने टीम की डायनेमिक्स को नहीं समझती, उनके स्ट्रेंथ्स को नहीं समझती, उनके वीकनेसेस को नहीं समझती, तो वो एक इफेक्टिव मैनेजमेंट, एक इफेक्टिव लीडरशिप, एक इफेक्टिव ड्राइव में कभी नहीं कन्वर्ट कर पाएगी. तो अंडरस्टैंडिंग योर पीपल इमोशनली helps you. It'll also help you handle stress, because stressful situations आप कैसे tackle करेंगे, that will also make. So Saif, do you want to say something? Saif, you have unmuted yourself. Do you wish to say something, Saif?
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
In my opinion,
Okay.
emotional requirement for leadership is very important when the conditions are adverse, especially when you are outnumbered, or your deficiency of equipment, machines, resources. In that case, to tell them that there is a pride in my organization. For example, to say that our organization has a rule that it will be, everything will be delivered on time as per the quality, irrespective of lack of resources or the lack of manpower. We'll work day and night to ensure things are done that manner. That is the requirement, especially in the odd conditions. Emotional blackmail is important in leadership.
Thank you so much, sir, for that valuable insight. It just about says that you need to handle, it'll help you. If you understand emotional intelligence, you'll be able to handle stress effectively. You'll be able to communicate effectively so that you don't adversely land into situations which will increase your stress. So thank you so much. What do you think is the most common mistake that managers make? That's the last question in the management cadre. What do you think managers make the most, the biggest mistake of managers? Biggest? Anybody? What do you think as a manager, the most common mistake you see around? You see a lot of managers, you work with a lot of managers. What is the common mistake you see around? Achal, you wish to add something? Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
It is when you take things for granted.
Okay. So that's a very valid point.
Granted that whatever you are saying will be, and you don't monitor. Monitoring is equally important in leadership, that the things are going as per what you wish and how you desire.
Absolutely, sir. That's a very strong example, and I appreciate that. जब आप स्टेज पे खड़े होते हैं तो आपको सुनाई देने के लिए एक स्पेशल माइक और आपके लिए टीवी रखा जाता है, ताकि आप जो बोल रहे हो वो समझ में तो आए कि कितना क्लैरिटी से लोग भी सुन रहे हैं. So that is very important. Another thing that I feel, sir, is I think they start doing everything on their own. They do not empower people. They do not trust their teams. That is the biggest disadvantage, I think, which is the biggest error or omission that all managers do. They take everything in their hand. अच्छा ये नहीं हो रहा, ये मैं कर लूंगा. वो नहीं हो रहा, ये मैं कर लूंगा. Why? You have to trust your people. You have to motivate them. Lead by example. And that's the common mistake that we do. एक और मैनेजर, आई डिडंट वांट टू टेक दिस, बट एक और मैनेजर का क्वेश्चन है मेरे पास कि कभी कभी हमको अपने सबऑर्डिनेट्स की डील करना पड़ता है, एंड कभी कभी उनको हमको मोरल लो करना पड़ता. आनंद जी, प्लीज गो अहेड. आनंद जी, सॉरी.
Here, I too agree with that. Empowering is one of the biggest failure, and the two more bigger failure is that not listening to your people.
Correct. Perfect, sir. Perfect. We are
Not
paucity of
listening to
time.
your people, not believing your people. Yeah.
Sorry. Please go ahead. Please complete, sir.
Not listening your people and not believing your people.
Correct. Amazing, sir. Amazing. So, अब हम कभी कभी अपने सबऑर्डिनेट्स पे चिल्लाते हैं या उन्हें करेक्ट करते हैं. It does not sometimes go well with subordinates. What's the right management approach? What should you do? मतलब अगर हम उन्हें कुछ नहीं बोलें तो हम एक तो उनके फ्यूचर के साथ खिलवाड़ करते हैं. We are spoiling their future. We are not correcting them. Two, we are being untrue to our virtue of the organization that we are with, that we are not correcting people. Or Sanuki, mera kya farak padta hai? It's not my organization. It's not my job. So how? So Rajesh Kataria says pure communication, not giving proper feedback and micromanaging. Perfect. But we moved on to the next question. It's how do you tackle this balance where you convince a person to perform or to behave in a particular charter and yet keep his morale in place? And do you think it is possible with everybody? Because a lot of people don't take subtle hints. अगर आप किसी को किसी चीज के लिए करेक्ट नहीं कर रहे हो तो ये जरूरी नहीं है कि वो आदमी उस चीज को समझ भी पा रहा है, कि आप उसको इतनी इज्जत दे रहे हो कि आप उसे बोल भी नहीं रहे हो कुछ भी. So how do you handle this situation? It's a very tricky one.
Sumit ji, this is basically, the answer is in your initial question, which is about emotional intelligence. You have to allow the other person to preserve his or her self-respect. And this is the biggest mistake managers do, basically, because they have been given a certain authority. This emotional part is forgotten. And there is the biggest myth going around in the industry today is that emotions ko ghar pe chhod ke aa jao. Now, this is the biggest myth. Each interaction is an interaction of emotions.
Absolutely, sir.
Each word, Dr. Kakodkar used to say, each word is a particle of energy capable of striking the nucleus.
Absolutely, sir.
And
so we have
I think he used to follow this maxim, and we have imbibed to a certain extent. Each word that you say, your back office, each sentence, each word that the back office sends to the client is a particle of energy, emotionally charged particle. It either creates a negative emotion or a positive emotion in the receiver. That's why I say that it's very easy for us to say that, basically the role of leader in developing culture of the team, but that's where leaders fail. That's where leaders have failed. Your culture, your founder's culture, has it percolated down the stream in so many years? I'm not saying your means ICS, the organization's culture, XYZ. It is not. The answer would be no. So team building की जो बात होती है ना, the teams are in a state of flux and dynamism. Team बनी नहीं है अभी तक कहीं भी पूरी तरह से. जो आनंद पाल जी ने 5 स्टेजेस बोलेंगे ना, फॉर्मिंग, नॉर्मिंग, स्टॉर्मिंग और वो लास्ट में परफॉर्मिंग. वो परफॉर्मिंग की स्टेज तो जहां आ गई है तो वो तो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कहां से कहां पहुंच ही गया है. मतलब
बिल्कुल. थैंक यू सो मच सर फॉर दैट इनसाइट. इसी के साथ मैं एक आखिरी क्वेश्चन छेड़ूंगा मेरी तरफ से, जो है
मैं भी देना था.
प्लीज सर, प्लीज गो अहेड. सर आपका नाम बताएं सर. आई एम रीडिंग रेडमी 5A. आई अपोलोजाइज.
आई एम कर्नल खेरा.
Colonel Khera, amazing to have you on board, sir. We look forward to having you in most of our sessions and making it so interactive. Appreciate and thank you. Please, sir, go ahead.
My point was that the best way is to prepare a succession plan. Succession plan, first educate, make him responsible, have faith in his ability, and then assign. That is the most important. Must select your succession plan, educate, and then give the responsibility.
Superb, sir.
That's it.
Amazing, sir. Amazing. Thank you, Kira sir. Thank you. सर, एक टीम की बात की शर्मा जी ने, उसी को आगे ले जाते हैं. टीम में भिन्न भिन्न प्रकार के मेंबर्स होते हैं. एक होते हैं जो बहुत टॉकेटिव होते हैं, वो हर बार माइक फट करके पकड़ लेते हैं. कुछ होते हैं जो बिल्कुल आगे नहीं आते और आना नहीं चाहते, या उनमें कोई कॉन्फिडेंस की कमी होती है, या वो कुछ चीजें हैं जो या तो बहुत शाय प्रकृति के होते हैं, नेचर में बड़े शाय होते हैं. सो पहला ये जानना चाहता हूं कि सर, शाइनेस अच्छा एट्रीब्यूट है? पब्लिक स्पीकिंग नहीं करना, पीछे बैठे रहना, आगे नहीं आना, ये अच्छा है या बुरा है? ये मैं पूरे टीम से कह रहा हूँ, अच्छा या बुरा, गुड या बैड. just type it in your chat box, because this will be a basic answer that if you are not coming forward within your home, within your organization, within your friends, when you're not sharing your opinion, you are not only depriving yourself from learning, you are also depriving your valuable thoughts that can create a change in the entire ecosystem, maybe with friends, maybe with family, maybe with organizations. So you're depriving somebody of a good, valuable suggestion that can change the course of future. So I have seen only one very bad by Anandji. You think staying behind is a good attribute or a bad attribute?
My only counter question here is Narayan Murthy a bad leader? वो स्टेज पे होकर कभी चिल्लाता नहीं है, कभी देखा नहीं होगा. रतन टाटा को चिल्लाते हुए देखा है कभी भी, मतलब बेसिकली, या फिर नंदन नीलेकणी फॉर दैट मैटर, you know. These are the people I have encountered personally in the last 30 years, somewhere or the other, you know, in some forum or the other. And they are also classic examples that shouting is not leadership, actually, you know.
Correct.
You can be a silent leader, you can be, and we often deride a person like Dr. Manmohan Singh, you know, बोलेंगे ना, the silent prime minister, and the World Bank में he was in a leadership position, you know. He was in a leadership position in World Bank. So, and he was controlling about 5,000 people. तो इसका मतलब जो आपका जो क्वेश्चन का आंसर है, again without going into the politics of कौन किस पार्टी से था क्या नहीं था, and I'm sure that even in the forces there are commanders and brigadiers who are very silent but very effective, basically.
Sir, I agree to that, and I feel that as a good team member, we need to give clear feedback. We need to help take firm steps to protect team health, and team health can happen when everybody contributes as a team. That is the whole essence of teamwork. We've approached on 12:42. If there is any last question that you wish to put up, you can raise your hand and please ask Anandji. One last question we'll take.
Yeah, I would make a request, Anandji, if you can continue this session at some later date. It will be very interesting to have live examples of leadership and teams, you know, from the defenses.
Well said, sir. We will do a workshop session in the coming week. Within the next 4 weeks, we'll do a proper workshop session on teamwork, management, and leadership. That's a commitment, sir. We'll do it again, and we'll make sure that everyone's on board and we are actually solving exercises and learning. So thank you so much, sir. Today's session, I will again start sharing my screen. Any last moment questions? Please go ahead. Yes. Yes. So with this, I'd like to thank our speaker for the day, Anand Pal ji, for an electrifying session. We've had a superb turnaround. We've had good participation, and thank you so much, sir. It was depth, knowledge filled. A lot of takeaways are there, at least for me, and I'm sure all the participants have a lot to take away. Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, sir.
ICS also is into research and development. We have IMS and various excellence books in Gujarati, regional languages, Gujarati, Marathi, Telugu, Hindi. You can contact Sushma Kindalkar if you wish to read or take it. I all request everybody to please go into the feedback section within the website sadgunsang.org and give your feedback. It'll help us make sessions which are more meaningful. And A big thank you to each and every one of these 75 people sitting here. It is you who make Sadgun Sangh immensely motivating and caring, and we take away from here. Today's session reminded us that true leadership isn't about position or power. It's about vision. It's about values. It's about uplifting others. Good management brings clarity and coordination, while real team building is about trust. It's about respect. It's about shared purpose, whether at work or in service. When we lead with understanding, manage with intention, and grow together as a team, we don't just succeed, we create an impact. Let's carry forward this insight and apply them to our daily life and make a part of our life. Because leadership does not belong to the boardroom, it belongs within us. Thank you so much. Have a superb and a safe weekend. Thank you for joining us. It's been amazing that you've supported Sadgun Sangh with all your heart. I'm sure we add some value. Please contribute. Come forward if you have any sessions. Be a part of it. It's selfless learning. Thank you so much. Good day. Thank you, Anandji, once again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.